right, modal blues. What is modal blues all about? Well, simply stated, it's where there is no chord change. It stays on the one the whole time. Now, our challenge is we've been studying how to use the chord changes as a place to make a decision, either to repeat or move away, right? So our AAA chorus form, that would be playing our A lick for 4 bars. Here comes bar 5, the 4 chord, and we say yes or no. Well, yes, I'm going to play that lick again. So you play your A. Bar 9, the 5 chord, you say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play it again. That was the AAA. Or if we do AAB, 1 chord, repeat on the 4 chord, yes, go ahead and repeat, and then, it's going to get old, I'm going to move away, and there's our B. So we've been using those chords as a place to make that decision of yes, repeat, or no, move away, and basically has controlled the ways that we phrase. We studied 5 common ways to phrase: AAA, AA with fills, AAB, AAB with fills, ABAC. So we had 5 common options, and they are all based on where the chords are located within the 12-bar blues. So what happens when that disappears? Well, let's make some generalizations about modal blues. They will tend to be long. If you're going to play this live, they're going to be shortest 5 minutes, longest maybe 20 minutes. Most of the time when a modal blues is played, it creates kind of this oral landscape, or probably the best way to describe it would be it's hypnotic. Boom, boom, doo dum, dum, doo dum, dum, doo dum. And that kind of just sinks into the background and creates this nice rhythm that on top of which the soloist can play around a little bit with the feel of the notes that they play, whether they're bluesy or light, dissonant or consonant. You can experiment with different textures, shakes, 2-note combinations, octaves. It really leaves you open to explore and not necessarily be focused on creating what we consider to be classic phrasing. So we get this hypnotic feel, and live, most commonly, I don't know, just 10 to 15 minutes would be the length, right? So how do you create an extended solo over something like that that doesn't sound like you're just walking around a scale? It's a good challenge, and that's why we're going to talk about this. Modal blues does usually have a hook. On my D harmonica, for example, two draw, pull, 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 or 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 chord range to top, top. This is all draw. Then 3 draw half step bend, 4 blow, then back to your 2 draw. 3, 4. And then it keeps on repeating. So if there's a hook in the song, it's a good idea for you to learn that so that you can play accompaniment, because you're not soloing all the time, right? There's going to be a guitar solo, maybe piano solo, a vocalist. That would be the most proper thing to play. What about playing fragments of it? We've got what if you just play the 3, 4, 2? Well, just a 3 and 4. Excuse me. Dun, 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 dun. What about just the 3? Boom, dun, 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 dun. Sometimes it's really fun, and well, you have this rhythmic hook that's played and nothing else is happening around it, right? So you can have some fun with how you're presenting that lick. And that's one thing to keep in mind as well. You don't always have to play the full lick. Now, as a soloist, I'm going to teach you a concept called phrase chains. This is something that I learned in my music theory days on how to approach this. Wasn't necessarily in the blues world, and it works great in the blues world though, is what you're going to do is think about what you might play in the first 4 measures and then erase your mind and start a new idea. What does each chorus have in common? They have an A. Now each A is a unique lick that is the theme of that chorus. So if you're to go, you just played that lick, right? Then commonly we'll repeat that idea. So I played that lick and I did a little bit of variation. I feel like, okay, I've done what I need to do with that one. We would normally think about going maybe to a 4-chord next, right? But there's no 4-chord. We have the 1 chord keeps repeating. So simply what we do is we played that phrase, we repeated that phrase, put a little bit of variation. Now we erase our minds to what we would normally go to a chord change. But in this case, thinking, I want a new center, a new A idea, a new focus. I might go to my two bend. I'm going to keep playing it. A little variation. Right, a little variation. And that's actually kind of rhythmic. I most likely would have just kept on repeating that idea. And that's the fun thing about doing these phrase chains. You simply present a lick, and you chew on that lick as long as you want, as long as you feel as it has something good to say. And once it feels like, I'm kind of done with that, then move to a different range of your instrument and start chewing on a new idea, right? So I'm going to grab a jam track here. Let me take a listen to how the modal jam in G minor sounds. And this one has a hook. So let's see, this will be similar to what I was just playing for you. It's exactly the same. And I need to change harmonicas. I'll need my C harmonica. So here's my C. Now, I will not usually start a solo with that hook because that is really that's what the song is all about. And you're going to be playing it quite a bit. You might start playing that in the very beginning of the song, and then someone sings, and you're going to continue playing that, right? And the listener's hearing it and hearing it. So when it comes to a solo, you're going to move off of that. You could go back to it if you're kind of running out of ideas, but usually that tells the other musicians, okay, he's run out of ideas, I guess I should go back to singing at this point, right? So you'll play that hook commonly in the opening because you're setting the stage. This is what the song has to offer us. This is what the song... You might play that 4, 6, 8 times, then the singer comes in, or the guitar soloist. If you're the soloist, then you'll play a little set maybe 4 times, and then you're going to go ahead and present that as, okay, here I am, I'm going to start soloing now. So let's pretend that there was some vocals, you did some of your hook there. Now I'm just going to play a lick and see where it takes me. I'll start on the 2-drop. I'm going to play it again. I think I'm going to move away. Move to another lick. You notice the ending of my previous idea, my previous chain, got me into this new idea. So in this case, this cool ending of a lick ended up becoming the theme of the next lick, right? Now I'm playing very symmetrically at this point. I'm playing a lick and then I'm repeating it, whatever the length is. And that's a good way to start first. So I'd go ahead and pause the recording, put your jam track on. So this is the modal jam in G minor hook. What I've done is I've taken some jam tracks that were not modal blues. It's actually quite difficult to find modal blues jam tracks. And I edited them to be playing for at least 2 minutes just on that one chord. Sometimes you'll hear something funny like a piano player playing a roll, and because I looped it, you're going to hear him play a roll for 2 minutes. He's going to have a pretty tired hand. But the track makes something usable for us. And I wanted to get a couple different keys and a couple different feels. So I hope you enjoy these modal blues tracks I've provided for you to experiment with these ideas.